An artist's viral post potentially exposed the fact that they're a scammer, alleged scammer. So this was the tweet in question that kicked this off. It was posted by a user named Hanny or Han_2792. Again, huge disclaimer. You guys already know, but I just gotta say it, don't send hate to any parties involved, including this person. But this went really, really viral. It's now privated, so we're looking at some screenshots here. But Hanny posted, "How do I even respond to this OMG?" And it is Twitter DMs where they sent a sketch that they made for somebody and they said, "Hello, here's the progress I made. I was thinking this hairstyle would suit her. What do you think?" The client responded, "It looks very AI. Can I have a refund?" Sad face. Annie writes, "I was speechless. It's a sketch. How can it look like AI?" By the way, I forgot to add, I think the original post got like 200,000 likes. I'm not even kidding, because the comment reply itself has like 57,000 likes. Annie adds, "I didn't show their name because I just needed help in responding. I don't want any negative attention towards the commissioner." Allegedly, the client responded, "I saw your post. I'm saying it looks weird. Just give me the full refund and be done with it." Hanny replied, "I'm sorry, but do you have proof it's AI?" And then Hanny adds, "They filed a PayPal case. I think I'll let it go. I'm tired of being accused of being a scammer. Thank you for the people in my DMs for support and cheers." And here is another screenshot where the client allegedly responded, "The drawing is already proof. Inconsistent lines and art styles." Hanny had replied, "You can look at my other art, it's all the same. I can offer you a half refund if you really want to cancel." And the client responded, "Full refund or I will expose you, scammer." And Hanny added, "Guys, please, I didn't put a watermark because I trust my clients. I'm picky with my clients and often pick VTubers, big and small, as they're known to appreciate art a lot. So this is really unexpected for me too. Thank you for the kind words, guys. I'm actually being emotional right now. Yes, I will try to fight the case and stand up for myself. They unfortunately deactivated their account, so I'll try to talk to their management." So when you look at this looks like, again, a case of a client being rude and trying to defraud the artist. This is like a known thing in the art community since AI has become popularized, where people would ask artists for a commission, and then when the artist sends the sketch, they will take the sketch and then run the sketch through AI, and then not have the artist complete the full work. So therefore not paying the artist for the full thing and yoinking a free sketch. So this is a known scam that's been happening. If you're an artist, to protect yourself, take full payment upfront. And when you send things over like the sketch, make sure to watermark it. I get in this case, Hanny trusted the client. And of course, as an artist, you don't want to assume the worst. You don't want to assume that this client who reached out to you, who wanted to pay you for your art, is actually trying to steal it for nefarious reasons. But unfortunately, there are bad actors that have done this to people. Hopefully, though, it won't happen to you. But after the artist made that post and the post again went super, super viral, their name started floating around. And then people saw their name and they were like, wait, reminds me of a person that potentially, allegedly, had scammed people in the past. And then we have this thread. This was posted September 17th, 2025 by user Sweetie Cyanide, where Sweetie writes, "Hi, please be wary of user Han, as they are most likely the scammer artist Shin Yasby, who took a ton of people's money, ghosted them, and then deleted their account. In both photos, the left is art from their old account, and on the right is their newly posted art." So again, we have some side by sides, and of course, the style is looking pretty similar. We have the same way that they draw shading for the cheeks. The line art is done in a similar way where there's kind of like a glowish, like a slight baby pink like outline to it. The way they draw hair is relatively similar, where they have the hair color and they look to take a skin color or something very light and airbrush the bottom of the bangs to kind of blend it better into the face, alongside the way they kind of do the shading. But again, similar art style doesn't mean you two are the same person. Maybe you guys are inspired by the same artist, or maybe one person was inspired by the other person. Sweetie adds, "Why would they block somebody who followed them despite tweeting their own art raffles? Influx of followers, unless they recognize this person's profile from their old account the next morning." So here we have a user called Cassie who is calling them out, saying, "It's August, Shinya, and no one's heard anything from you since April. You have pending commissions from last August." Somebody's asking if they deleted their account, and another person confirms that they did delete their account, and that there is another account called Han with a suspiciously similar art style. And this individual also has a commission pending since August 2023. And they also added, "I followed out of curiosity," referring to Han, and by this morning, they were blocked. And here, that person, Kyo, added proof that Han had blocked them. And they stated that they'd never messaged them or commented on their post, and the last time they messaged Shin was maybe a day or two before they deleted their account. I mean, artists block people for a multitude of reasons, but what are the odds somebody followed you, never commented, never messaged you, nothing, and then you just out of the blue block them? Like, you likely had to have a reason to block them, right? Sweetie adds, their art style is extremely similar, and the timing of them deleting their account and creating their new one is too much of a coincidence. Shinya has gotten away with so many people's money and are now trying to scam others on their new account. They seem to only do a few of the commissions and have others waiting for months or years, leading them on with, don't worry, I'm getting to your commission, until months go by and you can no longer file a chargeback. It happened to me as well, claiming they were going through a rough time. And by the way, again, this is referring to the PayPal chargeback window. In case you don't know, PayPal has a 6-month chargeback window where once 6 months has elapsed, you basically cannot charge your money back anymore. There are fringe cases where you could like skirt by it, but for the most part, it's like not allowed anymore on PayPal. So there are cases where scammers will basically like lead you on until the 6 months pass, then you can't charge back anymore and they just never do your commission. I've talked about many of those people on my channel. So here is another person, Kiara, who is adding a warning for this. Another person, Maya, who said that they hadn't heard about their commission from Shin for over a year, where they asked Shin August 18th, 2024 for a your character here, and they had posted that in July. Sweetie adds, not only did I get ghosted for months, like these examples I'm posting from other people who commissioned them, they would be selectively replying to and still accepting commissions from new people. And these are just more people putting in their experiences. Pending commission with me since last year. Case closed. Sweetie adds, there's so much on Shinya, and judging from their prices and how many people were left without a completed commission, they got away with so much in the end. Please be cautious when commissioning hand. Their art is unmistakably drawn by the same artist. They made their account not long ago and are already making drawing raffles and opening commissions. The similarities are undeniable. The face shape, shading of hair, blush markings, eye shape, etc. So here, these are some commissions that Shinya had posted. Here are some commissions that Hanny had posted. Sweetie adds, they did complete a commission for me, but it was a your character here. They then accepted my commission of $55 that I will never get back of a piece that wasn't a your character here. That's because I believe they only do a select few, especially to people with lots of followers, or they tend to do your character here's and ghost. And recently, there is this post by user Toshi posted October 29, 2025, where they wrote that the thread link below, so Sweetie's thread, was correct about Han being a scammer. Ghosting clients and no communication isn't okay or professional. The first time I've ever filed a dispute with any artist. I genuinely think they only posted that tweet yesterday to delay people from refunds and disputing. So again, this is the same your character here with the pigtail with the finger up, kind of like, actually, and this was posted September 25th, 2025. And here, Toshi had DM'd them asking for a follow-up on their commission. Hanny said it was almost done. Toasty said thank you. And then October 6th, they were asking for an update again. Toshi adds, I had a bad feeling after seeing the thread below. They strung some clients along and made up excuses after getting called out by people with larger followings for being unresponsive. I personally never received work in progresses and had to reach out every time for an update since September. The lack of communication and ignoring work wasn't okay. I'm aware what they said about DMs, but I sent emails too. They weren't active for a whole month. I filed a dispute after 2 weeks of no contact. 4 weeks total to respond. Never responded to my dispute at all, so I received a refund. I'll add that the dispute decision, instead of waiting longer, came due to seeing the thread and the repeated, I'm still working on it, I'll send it later, almost done, and then ghosting. I obviously don't want to ever file a dispute or request a refund if it's not necessary and if we can work it out. And then from this comment, it looks like potentially hand finished the artwork, and they added that they never received the art or was shown the finished work until it was posted today. So that was added October 30th. So essentially, if they commissioned hand in September and they had asked for updates, it looked like they were ghosted for the entire month of October. Another commenter adds that they had to wait 6 months for their commission and they ended up contacting their bank to be refunded. And Toshti added some updates that they resend, calling them a scammer, that they did have to pull teeth for updates and were ghosted after they were told art would be sent. Their commission was only posted in response after they already got refunded, and they just wanted answers and accountability. And they add that again, of course, because they received the art, they rescinded the scam allegations, but that if an artist told you they'd finished the work and they disappeared for 4 weeks, it doesn't look good. And their intention was not to send hate, and that if something came up that required a delay, that communication was just necessary. There's more comments with another commenter adding that they had made a post as well calling out Han about having their DMs ignored for a month, and Han said their DMs weren't working, so they emailed Han and also got no response. There's also posts like this one who says, oh, that they don't think Han is a scammer. They ordered and paid for something that was out of stock and it was their fault for not paying attention. They contacted Han and got a refund. So it was just interesting that all of that came out. And once basically that this came out and people were like, wait, this artist is either, if you're using the harshest term, a scammer, or if you're using a better term, potentially somebody that is very in over their head with the amount of commissions they're taking, a lot of people started feeling like the original post that we saw, which was this one, how do I even respond to this, was a way for the artist to engagement bait to try to get some more sympathy and some more followers. People were thinking that it wasn't actually real. And this is also coming fresh off the backs of Stickergate. If you guys don't know Stickergate, I made a big old video about it. I might make an update because the person is still waffling around doing God knows what. But it's basically essentially there was a sticker shop owner who made a fake email to send 8 different hate emails to themselves and was posting it to try to gain sympathy and sales for their business. So, uncommon for necessarily people to lie to get sympathy on the internet. People be doing that all the time, but it's rare that somebody gets caught for it. So, that was the one instance where they actually got caught. But people were kind of feeling like this potentially is something similar due to the fact that the artist has outstanding commissions from allegedly 2023. So at the end of the day, I'm curious about your thoughts about whether you think this Hanny individual and Sheena are the same person or they're different people. Their art style is quite similar. Yes, people can be inspired by the same artist, or one person could have inspired the other person, but it sounds like there is also an instance now of Hanny delivering commissions or at least like ghosting for weeks on end, which was exactly what the Sheena individual was doing as well. Although it looks like Sheena never delivered on a lot of the art in general. But again, don't send hate to any parties involved. That just makes you know better. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section with respect down below. And yeah, finally filming some videos again because I got 4 wisdom teeth out, so I apologize for sounding a little funny. This is the first day I can actually open my jaw all the way, so haven't talked a lot in a minute, so I'm getting the hang of it again. I'm not wearing any skin makeup, so let's ignore my face here. But if you like this video, I appreciate it if you like and subscribe. I have an Etsy shop with digital art like emotes and overlays for streamers. I also have a coffee with free resources like a free sponsorship guide, and I stream on Twitch 3 days a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays at 6 p.m. PST. So I hope to catch y'all there or in another video.